would you do if you couldn't smoke no more?
I called a dope place, now they fucking with me. Pissing in the cup, P.O. all in my pee. All this trouble.
Hi, we're live here in South Houston at Joe Weir Productions. I'm Patricia Okoye, and I'm here with DJ J Mo. Well, before we get started, we're just gonna sit back and relax and just kind of tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me maybe a little bit where you're from.
Well, I'm from Houston, Texas, South Park subdivision. Actually, it's on the south side of Houston, as you said, where we are now. This is where it all started. So I was born here in Houston, grew up in South Park area, here in the dead end, what they call the dead end section. So I grew up right here where a lot of the music that's coming out of Houston, I grew up in the same area.
So you're kind of familiar with Kiki, Lil Flip, and all them?
Oh, all those artists, Lil Kiki, Lil Flip, Botany Boys, the list goes on and on. So yeah, I'm familiar with a lot of those cats, and some of them I've ran across and gotten some jewels from as far as information, just little things from them, and yeah,
Okay.
most definitely.
So what is your music background?
My music background, it goes back to about 1975. 1975, I was 5 years old. I used to listen to the radio, and I wanted to record, make a tape, record my favorite songs off the radio. So I asked for a tape recorder from my parents for Christmas. Oh, actually, it was for my birthday, not Christmas. It was actually for my birthday. And I asked for a tape recorder, and they got it for me. And I would take that tape recorder, hold it up to the radio, and actually tape songs off the radio. And I would do that for certain songs until I had a complete tape. So I didn't know what I was doing at the time, but at the age of 5, I was trying to make mixtapes and put certain songs on the tape that I wanted to hear so I could listen to them later.
So this kind of plays into maybe why do you want to record and release your own music?
Well, the funny thing is, like I said, I was 5 years old at the time, didn't really realize what I was doing. And I had kind of pretty much stayed on that same path and had been doing it. As I got older, once I started driving vehicles, I needed music for my car. So, I kind of, again, it was music out there, but it was songs that I wanted to hear, certain songs, and so I found it better for me to make my own music or my own CD or tape at that time. And so that's what I was doing. I would go to different DJs. At that time, I knew a bunch of DJs in the neighborhood and surrounding areas, and I would go to them and say, "Hey, man, make me a tape," and they would. And it kind of grew from there. I would, sit up and I would get the music from them, and I would ride and have my own personal music to ride with. And I kind of kept going with it because the thing is, I would go to those guys, but then they were not always available. Mm-hmm. Okay? And so I got tired of, sitting around waiting on people to do something for me. So I was like, you know what? If I had a radio, if I had something good to record on, I can do this myself. So I started accumulating my own equipment, and that's what I started doing. I started making my own tapes, and it kind of grew from there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So do you have like a particular style or anything, or like what kind of songs do you particularly like to record, or what are your songs are about?
Well, most of the music I did was going to be hip hop or rap music, and that's pretty much what I stick with. So I like to use rap, I like to use the hip hop, and I don't pretty much deviate from that because that's more or less what I want to hear, what I want to listen to. It's not, too much R&B or any other type of music, so I stick with that type of music because that's what I'm more familiar with, and that's the music that I love.
Okay. Well, do you have a particular fan base, or you direct like a certain audience when you record your music?
Yeah, basically, I look at my fan base as true hip-hop heads. You got to be someone who actually, I mean, you have to love hip hop. I mean, I feel like a person that loves hip hop is going to identify with me better, because the thing is, I'm going to play songs that pretty much give you a history. I mean, in other words, it may not be a song that's hot today. I may take you back to a song in the 90s or late 80s or, you know, wherever. I'm gonna pull that out, and if you know your history, your hip hop history, you're like, yeah, I remember that song, and then it's gonna be a song that you probably forgot about. In other words, it's not gonna be, you know, a song that was maybe hot back then. I'm gonna pick a song that's off the side B off of somebody's album, but you still jam it. You like, oh yeah, I remember it. You might remember it, and then again, you may not remember it. But I'm gonna come like that for it.
So let's just step back for a minute. I'm going to ask you a question. I don't want to step on anybody's toes or anything, but who influenced you, or maybe like your music choices that you want to record? Like, what are some people who inspire you?
I've been inspired by many. Some of the guys I've been inspired by is Gerald Sampson. He was a DJ. Egypt D of the Terrorist. Derek Winfrey. That's his real name. I think he goes by DJ Ag of Radio 1, I believe. DJ Screw, of course, I have to throw him in there. I emulate a lot of his style. Daryl Scott, can't forget him. And I know there's others out there. Again, Most Skills. That's his rap name. He goes by DJ Skills. He's also a big influence on my career. So. And I'm sure there are others, I just can't think of all the names, but those are just some of the few.
Okay, well, what makes you stand out from other artists, or maybe like your tapes in particular?
What makes me stand out, I think, is, you know, what I was saying earlier, the songs that I play, and the type of music that I like. When it comes to hip hop, you know, let me restart that. I kind of hate when I hear people say that song is old. When does a song get old? Just because it was recorded a couple of months ago, or maybe a year ago? I mean, you still jam music from the 70s, I'm sure. I mean, we all do. So when does a song get old? I pick music that's good. I don't care about the chronological, you know, date of it. If it's good, it's good.
Well, I just kind of want to throw this in. My little bit that I know about music. When you say it's old, I think I've heard like some beats, people sampling beats. So even though it might be old, people can kind of take that sample and maybe put a new twist to it.
Exactly, and I do that myself. I'm working with some groups, and we're going to be working on some mixtapes, and I'm going to basically go into the archives and get a lot of songs that are from back in the day, and basically make a beat from that, or sample that beat. And so yeah, that's going to be a lot of what I do, and I'm going to do that a lot. I'm trying to bring back beats that people may have forgotten about, or kind of pushed to the side, or they think they've gotten old, but I'm going to bring them back, and they're going to sound just as good today as they did when they came out.
Well, I'm glad you kind of said that, because that kind of leads to my next question. What are some of your upcoming projects that you may be currently working on, or what can, you know, your fans kind of get ready for DJ J Mo to, you know, drop?
Well, it's a lot happening right now. It's happening pretty quickly here. Right now I'm developing a digital press kit and a website with industry all access, and that's what this is about. But the other projects that I'm working on, as I said, I'm getting a website, so I'm working with a group called AAOG, or All About Our Grind, and they're going to put out a album. They're working on an album, but I think before that we're going to put out a mixtape, and that group consists of 3 members. I know one of the members, his name is Rasta Rebel. I'm going to do a mixtape with him as an individual artist. So we got that coming out. We got a mixtape with the group coming out, and then they have the album. As the DJ for that group, I probably have a hand in that as well. Other things that I have going on, let me think. We got that working, and then.
Well, while you're thinking, I just have another question. It's kind of like a sidebar. Do you like make your own beats, or you don't?
I'm not a producer.
Okay.
I don't make the beats. I mean, I guess as a DJ, I can loop a beat.
Maybe that's what I was
Yeah.
doing.
So yeah, I can make beats in that respect. And again, once we actually put
So
out
you
some
can
music.
kind of take something and put the little DJ J-Mo flavor with it.
Of course.
Okay.
Once you hear it, I put my own spin on it, and yeah, it's going to stand out from the original work. But yeah, I definitely put my own spin on it.
So what are your career goals, ambitions, and maybe where do you see yourself 10 years from now with this project and this era of music?
Oh wow, 10 years from now, it's kind of hard to say. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't expect to get to this point because I was just doing this, for my own self gratification, and it kind of grew from there. People heard a friend heard a CD or a tape that I did, and I gave him a copy, and then I would make them, and then they might wanted another copy, and it kind of grew from there. So this thing is actually just started from me just doing it for my own self gratification to where it is today, and it's steadily expanding. So 10 years down the line, I mean, who knows? Like I said, I have the website. I'll be doing these hosting mixtapes, and I'm actually enabling myself to go out and go on the road and host these shows with Grind Time Sundays with AOG.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't put a cap on it. I'm not sure, where this is going to go, but I'm going to start with that and just pretty much see where it goes. But I feel like it's going to be big. This is huge.
Well, before we wrap up, I just want to let the people know how can your fans access your music and contact you?
I have quite a few sites. The best way to reach me would be on the Reverb Nation page. It's www.reverbnation.com/JMO Productions. You go there, and that's where most of my music is right now until I get my other site set up. But if you go to that site, there's the links as far as my Twitter, my Facebook. I'm on SoundCloud, Tumblr. I mean, I just joined Instagram, so I got all kind of stuff. And those links are on that Reverb page, so you can get them there. But yeah, it's quite a few sites, but the major one that will be coming would be with Industry All Access. But for right now, Reverb Nation is the best way to get me.
Well, there it is, folks. You've heard it all live here in Joe Will Production Studios. I've been your host, Patricia Okoye, here with DJ J-Mo, and Twitter him, blog him, Instagram him, but he's the upcoming man now, so that's a wrap.